Hi, I'm Rachel Bass, and I've had the pleasure of watching our next speaker grow into a confident, giving, and wonderful person. She truly embodies Camp Oasis spirit, and her compassion makes her a natural leader. She's here tonight to inspire us with her story and her incredible strength. Please welcome Ashley Simmons.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ashley Simmons. I'm 15 years old, turning 16 tomorrow, actually. I have been a Crohn's warrior for over 5 years. I am so honored to be with all of you tonight and to tell you why the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation is so special to me. How does a young child come to learn that they have Crohn's disease? Let me tell you my story. I have lived with stomach pain for as long as I can remember. I had my very first flare when I was just 9 years old. I stopped eating, began to lose weight, and was in the bathroom multiple times a day. I remember being at a yearly checkup with my doctor, hoping they could tell me what was wrong and how to make me feel better. Instead, I was diagnosed with an eating disorder that placed the blame on me for my lack of intake. I felt incredibly defeated. I was sent to a clinic to help manage an eating disorder that I knew I didn't have. I knew I didn't belong there, but I went along with what my doctors believed because I was so young, and frankly, I didn't know any better. I remember arguing with my parents about trying to eat, and I shed more than a few tears. I would stabilize, but I never felt much better. When I was 11, I had my worst flare. It caused joint pain, fatigue, and fevers. What I thought was the flu progressed and intensified. I was having trouble staying in school. I couldn't even play soccer, and I was terrified of leaving my own home or going to hang out with my friends. But the scariest thing were the heart palpitations. I would feel my heart begin to race, and there we were, back at the pediatrician. The doctor did not know exactly what was causing my pain, but she told us that something was seriously wrong. These words scared me, but it was the first time that my pain was actually being validated. This was the start of a bumpy road to my diagnosis. There were countless amounts of lab work done and appointments with a cardiologist and nephrologist. Tests returned dangerously low levels of iron in my blood. Anemia is a symptom of Crohn's, but at the time, I had no idea what Crohn's was. At last, I was referred to a gastroenterologist from whom I would receive the diagnosis that changed my life forever. Dr. Bianc was and still is the nicest doctor I've ever met. I could tell that he was truly listening to what I had to say. He also had a very good idea about what had been causing my pain. He ordered a colonoscopy and endoscopy to confirm my diagnosis of Crohn's disease. I was terrified to hear that I had to go to the hospital, and the prep, let me tell you, it is quite the experience. Shortly after my procedure, Dr. Bianc confirmed, first to my parents and then to me, that I had Crohn's disease. After trial and error with medications and steroids for over 2 years, I was finally prescribed the right medication for me, and it changed my life. Within just 6 short months, I was in full remission. I finally felt like myself, and it was wonderful. Living with a chronic illness can be hard some days, but there is a happy side to my story. Through the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, I have met some of my best friends and greatest support systems. I found both at Camp Oasis. Camp is my favorite week out of the whole year. It is so much fun. There's zip lining, swimming, dancing, silly songs, and of course, color wars. Nobody is treated differently because everybody knows what it is like to live with IBD. What Camp Oasis has given me cannot be measured with lab tests, but it is equally important in making me who I am today. I have a strong sense of confidence, and I can accept myself for who I am. When I was first diagnosed, I would hide it from other people. I was embarrassed, and I figured other kids would find me gross and contagious and not want to be my friend. Now I can share my experience and not be ashamed. Camp Oasis has also helped me to advocate for myself and educate those around me. I am now able to confidently speak to adults or my new friends about my Crohn's and ask for things that I need to help manage my disease. And then there are my camp friends. Ask anyone. The word used most often to describe camp is family. So I would personally like to thank the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation for giving me a second family and a home away from home. Thank you for having me and listening to my story of living with IBD. It is just one of many stories. There are over 1.6 million Americans living with IBD, many of whom are children. The pain, the fear, the unknown, no one should ever have to deal with these things. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation is working hard towards a cure. It has been long enough without one. The generosity of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation donors has been a blessing to kids like me. There are new and better treatments being discovered every day, but this is a lifelong disease. My dream is a cure. Tonight, I ask you to join me in supporting the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation so that we can find the cure for IBD together. Thank you.